Hi there, Melinda Sweetman here with you today, and today I am sharing my take on this beautiful mood board for Scrapping Clearly. The colours, those splatters across the middle, I was really inspired, especially by those two things. The splatters across the middle, though it sounds really silly, reminded me somewhat of muddy puddles. I know not realistic and not actual proper colours, but that's what inspired me to use the photos that I've used. I've started out with one of the papers from the Teresa Collins Something Wonderful range. I'll just find the name of it. But I'm doing a little bit of mixed media in the background. I'm using my Dylusions Paints, which are so fun to work with. I've had them sitting here for a little while, and this is the first time that I have actually played with them, and they're so fun. I love them. So firstly I used the, what's it called, After Midnight, which is the dark blue, and I've applied a little bit of it to some packaging, watered it down, and then done the packaging technique. Now I didn't have a green, and I attempted to make a green, and as you saw at one point, that green was just awful. It was gross. So I keep adding different paint, coming up with different colours and going, oh, yeah, that's better. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's a little bit better. Oh, what can I do here? And I managed to get a colour that I'm happy with, and you can't see heaps of the green in my finished page, but it does bring out the green, and I am happy with the colour that I ended up with. Now my mixture of paint here was a little bit thicker than the blue, so I'm just using a wet paintbrush and dumping some water on there and mushing the colour around basically. So I mean it does improve, and I do come back in with some more of that After Midnight colour. In just a minute, I think that's what I come in with next. Yeah, so I'm just watering down some more of that After Midnight, and I'm going to come back in again with the packaging technique straight over that green. And I'm much preferring the way that looks. Clean that off, and then I'm going to use the Calypso Teal. This colour is absolutely beautiful. And I thought that I was going to do the same packaging smooshing technique, but you'll see in a second that I changed it up a little bit. So again, I'm just adding some water, making it quite liquid. A little bit of this paint goes such a long way. The colours are so vibrant, beautiful. And then as I went to flip it over, it started dripping, and I thought, oh, that looks really cool. So I quite literally just dumped the colour and let it drip, and I really, really like how it turned out. I go back in with my paintbrush and do some more sprinkles, and then I left that to dry overnight. So that's just a quick close-up of it, and then this is the next day. I decided that I wanted to add a bit more of that teal colour, and so again, some paint, some water, paintbrush, mush it up, and smush it onto the page. All very technical. Just try out where the photos are, see if I want to add a bit more colour, which I do. And then I just move the paint around by tilting the page. You can see just below the photo on the right there's a gap, so I just add a tiny bit more colour with a paintbrush, and again move the colour around by moving the page. And I really, really love how this turned out. I do decide to come in with some black splatters after that's all dried, and I'm just using my Colour Blast colour spray in Road Base, which is just a flat black, and again I'm just dipping my paintbrush in and sprinkling that all over the background where I know my photos are going to go. I was a bit challenged firstly using this collection with this mood board with the blues and the greens in it, but I managed to pull out lots of blues from the collection, and I'm really, really happy with how this page came together. So we got, I got this art screen as well, this Hide Swap art screen, and I thought I'd have a bit of a play with it with the art screen ink that I got with it, which is the silver. I've never used an art screen, and I've never used art screen ink before, and it sounds really dumb, but it's so different to anything else that I've ever used. There's a bit of a close-up. I can't even explain how it's different. It's just different, but I really love it. I really love how it looks on the page, and it gives not a great deal of texture, but a little bit of texture. And I'm really loving it actually. So I just added some foam behind my photos. I decided not to put any layers behind my photo from memory. And I wanted to bring in some more of the black. So from the 12 by 12 cards cut apart sheet, I've cut these couple of strips. One is the black and white stripe, and the other says some quote, I can't remember. But I just wanted to bring that down to the bottom just to ground the page a little bit. Because I've used the mixed media in the background, I have to use wet glue and using my gesso tubs to hold it down. There was a blue 2 in the ephemera pack that I decided just to stick to the side because it's my 2 children. They're so funny. They're so funny. So I'm just working on my title and adding a few bits and pieces. I started by adding the first word for my title, which is muddy. My whole title reads Muddy Puddles in February. For those of you in the US, it probably doesn't seem all that strange, but for us, especially here in Perth, it's really quite bizarre. Like I said, I'm sticking everything down with some wet glue because I have used all that mixed media in the background. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did apply a quick coat of gesso to where I knew my photos were going to go, but I've softened it out at the edges, so it's not glaringly obvious that it's there. So you can see that I pulled my hot glue gun out. The letters that I've used for the word puddles, I picked them up ages ago on like a garage sale site or something, and I really love them. I love the colour especially. It just brought a nice bit of contrast to that part of the page, but they're dipped in the back, so I've had to use my hot glue gun to glue them down, and I do save you the pain of watching me stick each letter. But yeah, my title says Muddy Puddles in February, and I'll just quickly read you my journaling so that you can understand. Oh, before I do, my glue wasn't drying fast enough, and to be honest, I wasn't 100% sure where my quick dry was, so I grabbed my hot glue gun and did everything I could to not burn myself and get everything to stick. But that's okay, it's all stuck now, it's nice and flat too. But my journaling reads, after the coldest and wettest days in Perth's history in February, Bells Rapids found itself literally flooded. There was so much water, and because of the time of year we won't ever see it again, so a family road trip. Needless to say, the boys absolutely loved it and were both super impressed with all the mud on their boots. In fact, when we got back to the car, my big guy, the one on the right-hand side, looked down at his legs and started doing this little dance. It was like, yeah, woohoo! I'm so excited. I've got all this mud over me. It's like, you are such a boy. It is so gross. But they were happy, and it was a fun day. We did have fun while we were there. So back to the layout. I decided to use some brads to do some embellishing, and I haven't used brads in a very long time. I bought brads to do my wedding invitations 9 years ago. 10 years ago I would have done the invites. So I kind of went off them for obviously quite a while, but I got them in this kit and I'm actually really enjoying using them. They give a different look, and like I said, I really like them. And I've just scattered those around like I would enamel dots. So there I go with my journaling. I've said it before, I so wish I could write this fast in real life. It would be so awesome, especially considering how much I often write. Add my journaling in. I think then I do a little bit of stamping. Yeah, I stamp the date down the bottom next to the journaling, and so much fun up the top above the Laugh Out Loud sticker and next to the spotty brad. And call it done. There's a quick close-up of the page. I love those colours in the background. I love the watercolory smooshed technique. It's so fun, it's so easy, you can't really get it wrong. Here are a few close-ups. You have got still a couple of days to get your entry loaded into the Facebook group. I'll make sure I provide a link to the group in the description box below. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you haven't already, please subscribe and like this video if you like it. And as always, thank you ever so much for stopping by. I'm really overwhelmed by all of the support that I've received, and I can't thank you guys enough. So thank you very much. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you very soon with another page. Thanks.